welcome or welcome back to my channel. Let me turn up the mic to make sure I'm fully audible. So today we have another live stream for you guys. I missed last week because if you've seen my video from last week, you will know why. But I was at a festival the entire weekend, so I could have gone live, but it would not really have been the same if I was at a festival instead of just sitting in my room knitting and chatting to you guys. I have to figure out where I left this off on because it looks like a whole tangled mess right now. So let's figure out where I was. I didn't get a chance to pull out all the yarns before starting the live stream. So the whole thing, I was logged into the wrong account, and then if everything just went wrong. So went live a couple minutes later, and I feel kind of rushed. But anyway, let's get into it. If you're new here by any chance, I'm Emma. I make weekly knitting videos or crafting videos because I did one non-knitting video that was about spinning. I had learned how to spin, or I was trying to teach myself how to spin in one video. It went okay-ish. I really want to try to do it more often, spinning. I just haven't found the time to do so. Sorry. I just really have not found the time to spin or just sit down for all that. So mostly knitting content on here. I have figured out that I needed to cut off a piece, and I think I left this in the middle of a row, which is not the smartest thing to do with a blanket like this because there's already a lot of tangly stuff going on, and then I don't know what happened or why I did this. But yeah, I feel like I found my place in the project, so I can now just more mindlessly knit while chatting to you guys. If you're here, if you're watching, let me know where you are watching from because I'd love to know that. I'd love to see where my viewers are from. A little while ago I saw that like 20% of my audience is from the United States, which is wild. I always kind of thought it was mostly the Netherlands and then maybe some United States, or I don't know, just some more Europe in there, but 25% is from the United States, who is watching me. That's crazy. It is crazy in an exciting way, of course, but I don't know how that happened. So if you're watching from the States, hi. If you're not watching from the States, also let me know where you're from because would love to know that. And would love to get to know you guys as well because you're just a number up in the corner over there for me. There's just a number of people who are watching, but there's not, I don't know who is watching. So that's always kind of fun. Also with videos, it's like, oh, you got so many views. I'm like, who watched me? And who only clicked on the video and then clicked away, or YouTube does not give you those analytics, which is very, very understandable, but I'm just super nosy and I would love to know all those kind of things. But oh well, guess we'll never know. Unless something with the privacy settings of YouTube goes really wrong. But I don't think that will happen. Yeah, so I'm working on my excavation blanket. This is the back side. This is the right side. And it's just, you knit across and then you increase on both sides. You increase 1 per row. Do 2 rows per color. And then you cut off the yarn to leave these lovely tassels. It's kind of become a tangled mess, but also look really cute. And it means you don't have to weave in it, so I'm happy as can be. I'm not right now because I dropped a stitch, but I'm super happy with this pattern. I'm just using up all of the acrylics my grandma gave me. And to be fair, she did give me all those acrylics because they were mine-ish. Well, she bought them for me when she taught me how to knit when I was very young. I was very much in love with the color blue. So I have a bunch of blue yarn just sitting right now. And I thought this would be kind of the perfect thing to knit with this. Because, I don't know, it could have done something with weaving in ends or just making, was making garter stitch squares with it and then making a blanket out of that. I remember that from elementary school. I just do not really feel that anymore. This feels much more natural for me to knit. I don't know. I just love this pattern. I really enjoy how this looks right now. Let me take a sip of my really full mug of lemonade. I just quickly ate something before I went live, so that's something still like stuck in an itchy way in my throat. If you hear me coughing sometimes or I need to take a drink, that is because that's the reason why. Yeah, but I'm doing good. I'd love to know how you guys are doing today or this week or whatever, how you're doing in general. I'm doing really, really great. I'm a bit stressed because of the moving stuff and all. I found a house. In case you didn't watch my last video, I found a house. I get the keys on Monday. So then moving stuff starts and clearing out this place starts and a lot of things start. I need to find a couch. I need to find pillows for the couch. I need to find a dining table and chairs to match with the dining table. I need to measure everything. I need to figure out if my closet fits in my bedroom actually. There is so much that I need to do. Meanwhile, this house is a huge mess right now. There's stuff everywhere where it's not supposed to be. So I kind of cleared out anything visible. But on the other side of the camera, there's a huge mess. So, whoops. We'll probably be cleaning that up all throughout the rest of the weekends. Yeah. The move is going to happen. And I need to prepare myself for it. I have had 3 months to prepare myself for this, but suddenly it goes so quickly. Because I started looking for a place 3 months ago, and I had some viewings. Some were not that great. Others did not choose me as the tenant. There is a knot in my yarn. So I had 3 months of looking, but I also kind of felt like it would take a long time with the way that it was going. And then suddenly I had a viewing on Wednesday. And then I got the contract to sign, the lease on the apartment on Friday. Like, I got a call Friday morning at 9 a.m., which was great. And then I had to sign the papers, and now, like, that was last week. So last Wednesday I had the viewing. Exactly a week ago I got the call saying that I got the apartment. So during the festival that I was at, also great. And now I have a week to kind of figure out a plan, like a timeline, and to prepare for getting the keys. Life's fun. I saw we had some chats going on. I'll read them here. Let me see if I can. My laptop does not want me to scroll. Oh, here we go. Oh, Carlijn. Hi, Carlijn. Carlijn's a friend of mine. She said, I'm doing great. I'm busy with looking for houses or moving as well. Yeah, I get that that's quite a lot. You're looking for more student accommodation, right? So like a room instead of an apartment. That would also be exhausting. Are you registered with any like companies' websites? And how far down are you on the waiting list? Like I didn't even try in my first year to get housing. I kind of stumbled upon it a few months into my education, and I just kind of traveled 1.5 hours. Um, like I traveled 1.5 hours back and forth every day to my uni, and then suddenly I stumbled upon housing, so I went to live there. But I had already registered myself for something. So yeah, I had registered myself on a website, and 2 years later, I was like, I would love to get a studio apartment through this building, and now I'm living there. So I have built up like 2 years of waiting time. That's a lot, and now I am moving out of that system into a whole cute tiny apartment that I would love to share some things about that with you guys on here or on separate YouTube videos. And in my last video, I did ask you guys, would you love to see that? And in the comments, I got some very nice comments of people saying that they would love to, either saying that they would love to see it, or saying that it's totally up to me if I want to share that. And then I did a poll on my Instagram. That went by pretty well. The majority of people, like 70% out of the about 20 votes I got, said that they would love to see any moving content. Then about 3 or 4 people said they would love, and they would prefer me to stick with knitting content, so only knitting related moving content. You get it? And I think there was only one person who's like, please don't do any moving content. So I feel like I'm doing moving content now. Still have to figure out how that will fit into my schedule. Maybe it will be outside of my regular posting schedule. Just whenever something happens, I'll upload a bonus video with moving content so that it doesn't interrupt my current scheduling and my current knitting content. I feel like if you're watching this strictly for the knitting, and I suddenly start posting a lot about the move and then not about knitting content, I feel like that will be really frustrating for people. So I think it will be more like bonus videos, but still have to figure that out. It's all new to me. Last time I moved, I did not have any public way of sharing it. I just send out, I have moved cards to my family and then called it a day. But now I have 650 plus people that I can take along on this journey, which is fun, but also I'm figuring things out. It's fine. So Carlijn giving extra information. You're buying? Damn. And she says, I visited an apartment I'm absolutely in love with Wednesday, and I will be here back on Tuesday. Wow. Is that a buying or renting apartment? Yes. Also, how are you buying in this economy? Wow. I'm very lucky with the place that I have. I have a almost full-time job. It is listed as where's my yarn? Here it is. It is listed as part-time, but it's 88%. Like 88 to 90% of full-time people I'm working. So 32 hours instead of 36, which is full-time in my branch of work. So it is almost full-time, and I was struggling to find a place. Rent is not cheap, and they all want you to make 3.5, 4 times the rent. I don't do that, so I have my dad sign up as a guarantor for me with everything I looked at. I send out like 15 documents stating that I have income, that I actually rent a place right now, that I'm able to pay for that, that my dad has income, that my dad pays for stuff like his hypotheque, I guess. I don't know what documents I sent off, but there was a lot. There was a lot of paperwork involved, and I think it was like 15 documents per viewing, which is insane. So I had to do all that, and then I got very lucky and finally found an apartment. And Carlijn is buying. Still cannot believe that. Also, hi Salome. I recognize your name from either last live stream or the live stream before that, but I do not remember if I know you from the group chat as well. You do have a very familiar face, so I'm either following you on Instagram or something, or you're in the group chat as well. And I don't know, you have a very familiar name. But yeah, moving is happening. I feel like I have a lot of things in order, and I feel like I have nothing in order right now. I'm absolutely underprepared and overprepared for anything. So I get the keys on Monday afternoon, and then my parents are going to drop by, and we'll just kind of measure everything out and make a plan together. It will be my mom's first time seeing the place, so that will be really nice. I might film an empty apartment tour. Who knows? And then we'll head off to IKEA and look at some furniture, or we will just have a first time, like a first round through IKEA to see what's out there, what kind of style do I like, what do I not like, what does fit, what does not fit. Oh yeah, we follow each other on Instagram, that's it. Found it. I don't think I follow too many people on Instagram, but I'm still always getting confused if I only see the names and not see the face or the profile attached to it. But it was Instagram, yeah. And you were here on my very first live. Wow. Thank you for sticking around, because that one was rough. I watched back some snippets. That was rough. I was not really prepared for anything. I'm still not feeling prepared for anything, but at least I kind of know what I want to talk about and kind of have topics, and I'm a bit more prepared, but I'm still just, what are we doing here? I don't know, we're just hanging out together, and that's fun. I think it's fun. So just hang out here like an hour every week. So do you think this will be another 1 hour, maybe a bit shorter? I don't know yet. I'm feeling a bit tired. I have been getting up really early this week. For 2 reasons. First of all, I had a kind of, you call it emergency operator? I googled it and it said it was emergency operator, but that sounds way too much for what I actually did. It's called BHV in Dutch, and it is for companies. You just, at your own workplace, are kind of the first responder kind of person. Whenever an accident happens at your workplace, or whenever the fire alarm goes off, you are in charge with multiple people. You are in charge of helping the person, or helping to evacuate the building, or stuff like that. So I had a 2-day course on that. That was great. I'm now certified. I received my certification in the mail today. That is fun. So I can now evacuate people. I can do CPR. I can put band-aids on people. We practiced band-aids. That was great. And oh yeah, I can what do you call it? I can put out a fire. I forgot how to say put out. I can put out a fire, like a small fire, but still, I have held a fire extinguisher, and I put out a fire twice, and then I helped the third time because that was those really long things that are rolled up, and then you pull them out, and it's like a long, almost like a garden hose. And I was in charge of rolling it out and putting the water pressure on and off. And then my colleague, because I went with one colleague, that was really nice to have her here, to have her there. So I went with her, and she was in charge of putting out the fire, which there was no fire. It was a cone, just sitting in a parking lot. But she was in charge of cleaning the cone, I guess. But the other two were actual fires, like they were controlled fires, but still there was fire there, and I put it out. I was definitely scared to do that. I don't know, fire and me are not huge friends, but I did it, and I was happy I did it. And now, like in emergencies, obviously you will have so much adrenaline going on that I'll be fine putting out a fire if I have a lot of adrenaline, because you're not thinking. But I don't know. It just kind of scares me. The idea that, oh, I'm holding the one fire extinguisher. People are now expecting me to put out this fire. That's a crazy thought to have. And I hope that whenever, if ever, an emergency happens, I do not think of that, and I just go on adrenaline, and yeah, I'll be fine putting out a fire. But still, always call the fire department. And then in the end, we had a huge evacuation, like a staged evacuation, which was so fun. There were three emergency operator courses going on, and every class had about 12 to 14 people in it. So we were with a big group. And then there was also one group of 5 people that were training for their head of emergency operations certification. So they would be the person in charge of the evacuation, and then they would lead the BFAers, so the emergency operators, and then like give them tasks to do. So the company that I was training with thought it would be really fun to just mix everyone and then just stage one big evacuation, because usually they only do it with like class per class and do not mix all the groups. So we got to I don't know how to explain this, but there were a lot of rooms, and they were all staged as different things. So we had a classroom, an office, a supermarket, hospital. We had, well, I hid myself in the police department with my colleague. She was running the reception, and I was sitting in one of the cells, like the prison cells. And we were just sitting there, and the task we were given was, like the task everyone was given, like the 30 people who were hiding, because we decided to hide and not do the seeking. So we were given the task of, well, you heard the fire alarm going off, or essentially a voice saying, oh, due to the circumstances, we have to evacuate this building. But you really want to finish your work, or in my case, I was stuck in a prison cell, so I couldn't get out of myself. You just want to finish your work first, and then you head out because you think it's not an emergency, basically. So that was the task, and it was so much fun to see all these adults play one big game of hide and seek, basically. Like, obviously we were training for an emergency situation, but it quickly became hide and seek. Um, we were given, I don't know, a couple minutes to just run around. There were 3 stories in total. We just ran around everyone, just opened doors and looked at places to hide. Well, it wasn't really that we were hiding. It was just we were sitting in chairs. One person sat in a wheelchair and she had to be like taken down 2 flights of stairs because she couldn't. She obviously couldn't walk. She could walk. She just sat in a stage wheelchair. But in this scenario, she couldn't walk, so they had to take her down, and they just kind of evacuated 30 people. And it took the emergency responders 45 minutes to find me and my colleague. And we were the very last people to be taken out of the building. That was crazy. Like, I was stuck in a prison cell, and I think I forgot to mention that it was totally dark. There was no light in the cell. I was just stuck in a dark prison cell for 45 minutes. And you just heard people running around. And you heard people saying, like, I once heard someone say, "Oh, there's a police station here." And then you heard, like, they were talking to each other, and I couldn't understand the rest they were saying. And then you heard, like, the voices become quieter, and just going away. I'm like, "Oh no, I'm stuck in my prison cell. Please come help me." And then eventually, they came to help, and the guy opened the, like, on the door there's this thing that you open and then you look through it and you close it. You don't have to open the door to see if someone is inside. He opened it, he looked straight at me, and then he was about to close it. So in that moment I decided to be like, "Help," and then he opened the door for me and he took me out of the building. Obviously, if they hadn't found me, nothing was locked or anything. I could have just walked out there myself. But for practice reasons, I didn't. And it was kind of fun to be like, why are people not, like, why are people not finding us? And it apparently was a whole hassle to find us. Like, when we walked out of the building, we were told that we were the very last ones and kind of evaluation stuff. And it turns out there were 2 police stations at the location. So whenever in hindsight, I feel like I heard someone ask, "Oh, did you check the police department?" And then someone else said, "Yeah, I did." And then they walked away. Apparently there were 2 police departments, and we were hiding in one and they had checked the other. And because the way the building is constructed, it's just corners everywhere, very disorienting, especially when you're there for the first time. They just didn't think there were 2 police departments, and so they didn't really think to find us. But I'm very glad that they did in the end, and I'm very glad I told my colleague where I would be hiding. Like, she was sitting at the reception, she was a couple steps away from me, but still. It was nice to kind of have someone know where I am in case, I don't know, something happens and they decide they're, like, miscounting and they think, "Oh, we have everyone," and then they just go on, like, their merry ways, and I'm just stuck there not knowing what's going on. Like, if we're still in the scenario, or if it is already, like, I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, it was a great way to practice situations. It was great. Apparently, there was also smoke. Like, I really didn't get to see any exciting things because I was stuck in a dark prison cell. But apparently there was also smoke somewhere, and I did hear, I think it was a fire extinguisher going off. And then obviously the woman who was sat in the wheelchair had to be taken down 2 flights of stairs. On a weird stretcher-like thing. So that was the whole thing. Like a bunch of exciting things happened. While I was sitting still for 45 minutes in the dark, just kind of looking on my phone because luckily I had taken that with me. Otherwise, it would have been a very dull 45 minutes. But I luckily had taken it with me. Anyway, I'm at the end of my row. I've been on the end of my row for a while now. So I have to pick up my next color. And I feel like we still need to do some dark. Like this was a very dark one, but I'm thinking this, like the one below my fingers here, this darker color, which is also over here, will be nice because otherwise I think it will be a bit too light. Yeah. Let's do this one, I think. Ooh, sorry guys. So then I can just talk to you guys without having to think about what's next. Yeah, let me cast on the next color. Thanks to you, I now have profile pictures. Oh, why? How is that thanks to me? I'm looking at your profile picture, by the way. I'm trying to see if I can see anything. It looks familiar, but it also looks like this tiny on my screen right now. I don't know. Let me. Ooh. This whole thing just came flying out. So that was the first reason I woke up early. Like I had to wake up at 5:30 to make it to the station in time. But also I was listening to a radio station for an entire week straight, like Monday through Friday, because they were giving away tickets to Taylor Swift, which I did not end up winning. Taylor Swift is coming to the Netherlands on July 5th and 6th, I believe, or 4th and 5th, I don't know. I just know it is 5th and the day before or after that. She's coming to the Netherlands, which is very exciting because she hasn't been here for 9 years. And now apparently the whole country wants to get tickets, but Q Music was giving away tickets. So every time you heard Taylor Swift on the radio, you had to text Taylor Swift in their app thingy. And that happened 5 times a day on random times between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. Like, could be any time between those, but it was 5 times a day. So you just had to be ready for whenever she came on. And I caught quite a few opportunities. So I sent my texts, but they did not call me back, unfortunately. So no tickets for me yet, but general still has to start. So I'm holding out hope, but it's definitely sad that I have been trying for a week to get tickets, and I was listening to the radio full time. I was in group chats with people who were I was in group chats with people who were texting whenever like kind of a Taylor Swift alert. I don't know. It was a lot for a week. I am very tired right now. Just being up for so long and just kind of stressing it. If I go to bed now, will I miss an opportunity to text, and will that be the time that they might have called me back if I did have texted? I don't know. In the end, it was kind of all for nothing because they didn't call, and now I am very tired. So I think I'll head to bed very early today. It is currently 8:30 p.m. and I don't think I'm going to make it past 10, to be honest. I'm just going to pass out on my bed, wake up somewhere in the morning, and then we'll see from there. I have a bunch of cleaning to do this weekend, so that will be a priority. I also have to film a video for you guys for Sunday. That will also be a priority. it is going to be my knitting podcast this week. I have a bunch of things to show you guys. I went on a yarn shopping, well, not really yarn shopping spree. It was very controlled. But I did buy some yarn yesterday and today after 1.5 months of not buying yarn. I was gifted some yarn, which I am so excited to show you guys. A very lovely person gifted me some yarn, and I am. It's what? How? Who? Since when am I the person to receive yarn? Like, I think I shared this in my first live stream, or maybe even in my second live stream, because I feel like I keep mentioning this, but it still feels like only my mom watches my videos, or like only people I know watch my videos. But we have grown to about 650 people, or how many are we right now? 654. That's a lot of people. That's a lot more than just my mom watching. So, I don't know, it kind of makes sense if you look at the numbers, but it's still, what the heck? How? Like, I don't know. I can't even speak anymore. But I was gifted beautiful yarn that I'm showing to you next Sunday. And I was given this mug by the same person. I can just share who this is from. Like, I don't see a reason why I'm gatekeeping this. It was Antje from Holland Creatief. She gifted me this mug and some very nice yarn. Like, and you have to stick around to see that. To see the yarn for Sunday, because it's over there behind you guys somewhere, and I'm not really in the mood to be standing up for that. So you have to wait until Sunday to see what yarn she gave me. But she gave me lovely yarn, and it was so thoughtful. And I already have a pattern picked out. I even looked at mohair options today for the yarn, but nothing matched it quite perfectly. So I'm holding out hope for that. I don't know, it's just insane to me that someone would just do that for me. Like, why would you send... I don't really feel that influencer yet. Like, I don't have that influencer energy right now, but apparently someone thinks I do, and I love that. I love that so much. So yeah, apparently I'm an influencer now. We love that. How did I get to this? Oh yeah, I have bought yarn. I've been given yarn. I have finished an object that you've already seen on live stream before. I have made minimal progress on my other projects. We'll talk about that on Sunday. I've casted on a new thing, a very, very new thing. I casted on just today. And that is super cute and exciting. It's the thing that I keep wanting to work on, but it is not a mindless knit, so I cannot knit on it during live streaming. But I would have loved to, because it is flying by so quickly. It is very intricate, very detailed. And yeah, it's a frog, but it is not the frog. It is a different kind of frog from a Dutch pattern. And I love it so much. I was talking to my colleague about wanting to knit a frog. If you know where I work, that makes sense. If you don't know where I work, just believe me that it makes sense. Like, I don't know, I still feel kind of weird about sharing where I work. But it's not a top secret thing or anything, but I don't want to really promote it, because that's the moment that I do realize that a lot of people are watching, or a lot of people are potentially watching. So do I really want to share my workplace with 600 people? Or, well, there are 6 people watching here, but there are like 7 billion people who are able to watch it after this goes public. Do I really want all those people to have the power of knowing where I work? I do not. If you know where I work, the frog thing makes sense. If you don't know, just trust me. And I was talking to my colleague about it, and then she was like, we were both like, oh, there's not really a great pattern for that, because she does crochet, but she wanted to take up knitting for the frog. So I kind of settled on making that frog pattern after talking to her. We share a desk in the office, so I was thinking I could put the frog on the desk and it would kind of just be our mascot when working. She thought that was very cute. Then we went our separate ways, and I went to the yarn store, and there I found the knitting pattern of the frog that I'm currently knitting. So that was perfect. It is a perfect frog. It's over, the pattern's over there, by the way. So I'm keep looking there to see the frog and the pattern just laying on my bed. But I should look in the camera. Sorry. It is so adorable. And it is going by so fast. I have decided to knit this stuffed animal on 4mm needles. I knit another one at 2.5. That one is that tiny. This one's head is this tiny. So, I don't know how big this frog will be. I don't know if I have made a huge mistake. But we're sticking with it. I've already done the head, and I'm working on the body right now. I am not frogging that thing. I am not going to do that. It is a frog, but I will not be frogging it. That was funny in my mind. Yeah, not doing that. So we'll just have a huge frog at the office. Who knows if that will ever be useful? I don't think so. But at least we will have some decoration going on. Yeah. Cool story. Did people say... Oh yeah, Taylor's coming to Portugal too, yeah. I did register for the show in Spain. I think I did the Netherlands, United Kingdom, France, and Germany. And then for the UK, I have a pre-sale code because I did pre-order her Midnight's album, and apparently that got me into the pre-sale, which I didn't really realize when I was signing up for it, but I got an email saying that, oh, you will be given a pre-sale code to one of the shows. Just let us know which cities you would like to attend. Like, I was able to choose 3 cities that I would like, and then just kind of order them in top, my top 3 choices. So I sent that off, and then I think July 5th I will be sent a code for one of the shows, and we'll see from there. But that's crazy. I did not really intend to be going to a show in the United Kingdom or anywhere outside of the Netherlands. But since everyone is suddenly a Taylor Swift fan, which I love that, by the way. I am not gatekeeping Taylor Swift. That is useless because she is so huge. I am a quite new fan myself. I am not gatekeeping Taylor Swift in any way. So yeah, that is a thing. And I'm going to try to get tickets, and I'm going to do pre-sale. And I don't know how many codes I will get for the other shows. Maybe none, and then it will all be over. Maybe some, and then we'll see from there. I'm I would love so much to go. I would love that so much. But I also, like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I don't know. I know in the United States, a lot of people are they're currently like tailgating, just standing outside the stadiums and just singing together. I feel fine with doing that. I feel like you will see the videos anyway. It it's a beautiful atmosphere to be there, and I would love to see Taylor Swift live, but I know that everybody is trying, so I'm not getting my hopes up too much. Um, but I feel like I am a huge fan, and I would really, 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 really love to go. But if it doesn't happen, it's okay, which is what I'm telling myself. Like, I'm trying to tell myself that so I won't be too disappointed when I don't get tickets. But I know the chance is big that I will not get tickets. But that's fine. We're good. I have a house. Like, you win some, you lose some. I have a beautiful tiny apartment that is ridiculously cheap, actually, for current housing prices. Like, obviously it's still a lot, but it is ridiculously cheap. Like, I went to the viewing expecting to find something very wrong with the building. And there just wasn't really a thing that I could find. And I even took my dad, and he couldn't find it either. So we don't know why this is so cheap. Maybe I saved up some karma points. I don't know. But I have a house now, like, or an apartment. I'm renting an apartment now, so who am I to demand more? Like, that's great. I have an apartment. Let me just press the button because I'm curious to see if it does something. So sorry if I'll be in your face for a little while. No, that doesn't do anything. Okay. Now I know. It's been bugging me. Not really, but I don't know. I'm just always kind of curious with all these. Like, there were some buttons here. Like, there's one over here. What does this do? Oh. Oh, I can turn on my microphone. Like, if I press this button. And now you can hear me. Like, I don't know if that worked, but I'm just playing with the buttons now. It's ridiculous. I can share it. I can... Ooh. That doesn't do anything. I can put a filter on... I think that's just a filter on my thumbnail. Or does it actually... if suddenly this is all changing, I'm sorry. I just want to know if this... I'm going to press the cartoon button, and I want to see if this all changes into a cartoon or if just the thumbnail changes. Oh! I am changing as well. Wow. Let me quickly turn it back to normal. Now we know. Don't know if you were ever curious about that, but I just wanted to try out some buttons. Because I'm looking at, like, myself and then a lot of buttons everywhere, and it's very tempting not to press them. Which makes me realize that I could have done like a test live stream, just a private test live stream to press all the buttons. But we're pressing the buttons now. Sorry for putting up with that. Salome bought an apartment. Wow, where did you buy? Where were you? Oh yeah, Portugal. Yeah, got it. I remember from literally 2 seconds ago. My brain is not really there. Housing market in Portugal is also crazy then. But it is super exciting that you found a place to live with your... I don't know why I wanted to say with your boyfriend. That there was no indication of that. but you moved with someone because there's a we. And my mind just filled in that you have a boyfriend, and now I'm just rambling on and on and on. So I'm going to quit that. But congratulations on the apartment. I'm very excited for you. Like, it must be great to buy something. That is my one of my goals in life, is just to buy a place. The places I work at will be moving to Utrecht in a couple years. I'm kind of dreaming of just buying a small, very worn down place and just building that up. Or just to buy anything, but then I don't have money right now, and I'm in a lot of student debt. So it's kind of ridiculous for me to think that in a couple of years I will have money to buy a place. Like, I will not. Who am I kidding? I can barely even rent a place. Like, who am I kidding to think that I can buy? But congratulations on all the home buyers in here. Both, all my stages have fallen off. Oh no. I'm just pulling this out, and this is what I'm looking at. It's about 10 stitches that have been dropping off. Let me put those back on. That is not how I was hoping this would go. Like, when did this happen? I don't feel like I pulled on my needle at all. Oh no, it's really falling down. Okay, we're good. Ish. Just need to get this stitch too. Ooh. Be fixed. Come on. You want to do this? Yeah! Woo, we have stitches again. You did move with your... Like, it was just intuition that you have a boyfriend then. No, sorry, I don't know where I got this information from. You're close to a beach. That's great. I am currently... If I look really hard, I can see Scheveningen, the beach in The Hague. But I have lived kind of close to the sea or the beach for my entire life. But I feel like once you're that close to it, you don't really go that often. Like, now I'm like, let's make an outing to the beach. And then when you're near the beach all the time, you're maybe less inclined to do that. But anyway, the beach is fun to walk around on. I'm not a big sand person, and I'm not a big sea person either. But I do like the vibe. I don't know, I'm just kind of scared of oceans and seas, or for whatever the reason is. And then the sand is just annoying because it gets everywhere. But apart from that, beaches are great. Yeah, the rents here are crazy. There's like teeny tiny apartments going for half what I make in a month. Like, easily. And they're tiny. I feel like The Hague is a pretty okay-ish city to look in. I also looked at Utrecht for a tiny bit. That was quickly out of the realms of possibilities. And I kind of looked at it more for fun because I don't need to move to Utrecht, and I don't really want to move to Utrecht right now. Like, I've always wanted to stay in The Hague, but I kind of filtered on Utrecht because I was just curious. And then my curiosity was quickly like changed to, oh god, this is a lot. And then I clicked away on Utrecht. And then Leiden was also an option for me, but that's also very expensive. The Hague was less expensive, but also still was a lot. I don't meet the requirements for basically anything. But I did for this one apartment, and then that was the apartment I ended up getting. It's crazy. Um, it's really crazy how that just happened. I mean, if you know the rent price and if you know anything about the rent price in the Netherlands, you would. It's crazy. It is the kind of rent that people are sometimes on waiting lists for 12 years sometimes to get a place that is this low in rent. And I got one when I was looking for 3 months. It doesn't make sense, but it happened, and alright, it's happening, but I don't get why or how this happened. Like, I can only imagine that it was karma points. Must have been karma points. Beaches in the winter are quite nice. Like, if it's not too cold, it's nice. I went to Scheveningen around New Year's to watch the fireworks show they have there, and there were a lot of people there then. And I haven't been to Scheveningen when it was really quiet, but I really enjoyed walking around there in the dark and getting to looking at the sea and everything. It was very beautiful. So I would totally be up for going there more in the winters or anything. Yeah, good karma. It must have been great karma. I don't know what else it could be. I'm just noticing that I'm already here for almost an hour, which is crazy. Like, I just told you guys in the beginning that I won't stay for too long. I probably won't even make the hour, or I was thinking maybe 45 minutes to half an hour-ish would be nice. We're almost here for an hour. That's crazy. This is my third live stream, but I still have the thing where I'm, in the beginning, like the first 8 minutes, I'm like, oh, this is not going very smoothly. This is not going very quickly, or it's just not really flowing the way I want to. I just have to find my place and my voice, and just quickly think of things to talk about. And then after that, I just start rambling, and then I'm already at an hour. I don't know how that happens, but it's fun. I don't even remember what we all talked about today. I know we talked about my house. We talked about the fact that I've been given yarn, the fact that I've bought yarn. We talked about the blanket, of course. Did I mention moving? Yeah, I think I did. Taylor Swift also took up a chunk of this live stream, but it's all a blur. I don't know, but the housing market is crazy, and I eventually found a place. That's kind of the takeaway from this video, I think. Do with that what you will. I don't know if anyone else is trying to find a place or anything, but it's crazy. But just keep on going. You will find a place, it will happen, and it will be incredible. And don't settle for less, basically, because there were times that I almost applied for houses that there was one that was a bit of like an attic thing, and the ceiling was too low for any of my wardrobe items or any of my shelving units or whatever. It was just too low, too cramped, too warm. And my brain's still like, oh, I can make this work. I can do this. It's okay. Don't be that person. Because it will be your living space. It will not... Like, right now you're visiting it for only 10 minutes sometimes, maybe less, maybe a bit more. You're just there for a short time, but you're going to live here. It will be your place. Um, so don't settle for anything that you're like, oh, I can make this work. No, it should work. That's kind of it just should work, or it should work with minimal effort. It shouldn't be a huge compromise of, oh, I can live here for maybe a year and then move again. Not really the great attitude to have, to be honest. Or well, at least for me, like, I was really trying to find a place that I could live for a bit longer. I've just been moving, well, not pretty often, but I feel like I've just been moving a lot. Like, I half moved for a year. Like, I've had this place for 2 years, I think. But I've only really lived here for, let's see, so the first half year. And then, no, more like the first, from February until, no, the first year I fully lived here. Then after, so I moved here February 2021. February 2021 I moved here. And I really lived here until April 2022. Yeah. And then I just kind of, like, I still had this place, but I was mainly living with another person at his place. So I wasn't really here a lot. But I was also that was not my home either. So I just been in between places for almost a year. And then that whole situation ended. And now I'm here again from March onwards. But with the dooming feeling above me of, I need to move out here within a certain time frame because I'm not studying anymore. And this is a student apartment, so you're not allowed to stay here after your studies because someone else needs to take the place. So it's kind of that feeling of, I am here, but it is not permanent. Or like, the leaving is not on my terms. It is on someone else's terms, or it is based on the fact that I have graduated. So I was really looking for a place that I could just live at for a bit longer. And yeah, I do see myself living here for 2, maybe 3 years. That will be about the time that my job is moving, so I can move with them. Or maybe I will have a different job then, who knows. But I really do see myself just kind of building something for myself there. Like, making it a home. I feel like I can do that there. And I was really not looking for a place that would be like, oh, I can stay here for a year and then I'll look for a different apartment. Because you're just not really settled and grounded then. And I kind of really need to be grounded. My kind of boss, the direct person above me at work, just told me there are 3 W's in Dutch that you shouldn't change at the same time. That is work, housing, and your partner. Obviously, they're not 3 W's in English. But you should never change those 3 at the same time, or you should only be changing one of them at a time, or something along those lines. And for me, all three changed at the same time. That was fun. So I'm really just looking for calm right now. I'm not like I'm just looking for a place to live and to build and ground, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I was looking for a place to stay a bit longer, and then I found it, and it's also cheap. So that's a great added bonus. We love that. We really do. So I am at the end of my second color. So I finished this dark blue one today, and then I did this lighter one. And the rows are definitely getting longer because I remember doing 2 or 2.5, maybe 3 on my second live stream. Definitely not there anymore. Oh, what is my star sign? Can I ask you to guess? Because I'm very curious what your guess would be. Like, I'm comfortable sharing it, whatever, but I will share it in a second. But would love for you to guess my star sign. I'm curious. A colleague of mine is really into like star signs and astrology as well, and she tried to guess mine, and it took her a while. So I'm curious what your verdict would be. What is my star sign? Quick game for the people playing along. A Libra. No, but you're... Oh, how do you measure that? I wanted to say you're close, but that is in like chronological order, not in similarities between the signs. But I'm not a Libra. I am actually a Cancer. My birthday is coming up pretty soon, July 20th. So that is next month. It's my birthday. I'm right at the cusp between Cancer and Leo. But I do really see myself as a Cancer as well. It does fit me. So I'm happy that I was not born 2 or 3 days later. I would have been a Leo, and that doesn't really fit me, I think. I don't know. Fun fact about me, I cry a lot, and that is basically the stereotype Cancer thing. Yeah, I am a Cancer. I don't know if that surprises you at all. Let me know. I'll take a sip of my huge mug now. Yeah, but with this, I do think I'll be closing off this video. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. So much that I even forgot the time, and I just went on and on and on. I don't know if this is my longest live stream. I think the other one just ran a tiny bit longer, but it could be my longest video. I don't know. Sorry, I'm looking at things on the screen again. I shouldn't do that. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me again. I really liked talking to you guys again, as I was saying before. And I cannot wait to see you guys next week again. And in the meantime, I will upload a video on Sunday. I will upload my knitting podcast. That's what it's called. You will see that on Sunday. And then you will see me live again on Friday again. My brain's not here. I will close on the live stream in a second. Thank you for hanging out with me. Guys, and Salome especially, it's just lovely to talk to you. It's so nice to get to know you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye!